Hello, fellow time travelers, history lovers, and people who are just curious and love to learn. We are going to talk today about the Declaration of Independence, and I have a couple questions from Professor Noggins. Let's see how you do. Number one, representatives from how many colonies signed the Declaration of Independence? And the answer is all 13 had representatives. But here was a question that I was curious about. How many signers were there? So I didn't know 13 colonies, maybe they each sent one, which would be 13, each sent two, 26. What was it? And do you know exactly how many signers there were? Because I now know, and it was 56. So 56 men, and this is kind of fun. Some pretty big names here, including starting with alphabetically John Adams and Samuel Adams signed this. A second question, also not on Noggins, but I was curious, is did they sign it before or after it was adopted? And now that I know it makes sense, but I wasn't sure. So what would you say? Did they sign it and then they adopted it, or did they adopt it and then they signed it? And the answer is they adopted it and then they signed it, which maybe makes sense, but I wasn't totally sure. All right, one more of my own questions. Who said, at least this might be an apocryphal story, but it sounds like him, honestly, for all of these guys, we must either hang together, meaning stick together, or we most assuredly will hang separately, because they really did put their lives on the line by signing this. So who said that famous line, supposedly? And that would be none other than Benjamin Franklin. And it does actually, to me, sound like him. All right, well, back to Professor Noggins. And so our next question, on what date was the Declaration of Independence formally adopted? And that was July 4th, 1776. And again, that was the date it was adopted, not signed. And lastly, looking at our beautiful declaration, the Declaration of Independence, true or false? This is the last question. True or false? The Declaration of Independence begins with the words 7 years ago. True or false? And that is false. Where did that phrase come from? That was the Gettysburg Address. All right. Thank you for playing along. I hope you have a great day and I wish you well. Take care.